Hello everyone. So now we are starting our new part in this chapter, that is the methods to manage our risk. Means what are the methods we can use. With the help of these methods we can manage our risk, and along with the methods we also see some instruments. Okay, these instruments are something like okay, don't understand these instrument as like hammer or something else. Okay, so these instruments are basically like derivative, we can say. And inside the derivative there can be options, there can be futures, there can be swaps. Okay, so with the help of these instruments we can manage our risk. Now see, if you are doing a business, there are two kind of risk. One risk is the trading risk. Okay, the business which you are doing, buying and selling. And now apart from this there is one more risk, that is your financial risk. Now what is this financial risk? This is basically related to your balance sheet. In your balance sheet there are many assets as well as liability. Now what you want? You want that value of your assets will increase and you want that value of your liability will decrease. So what is the risk here? The risk is that my value of asset will decrease, and what if the value of my liability will increase. So this is your financial risk. So now we are going to use different instrument that we can hedge our financial risk. So now first of all we will look at this part. Okay, that is our business or trading risk. So now it involves basically two things. One is the sales of a goods and the purchase of inputs. Now if you will see, you will be happy if the value of your goods will increase, and you will be happy if the value of the input will decrease. Now you are afraid of what? That the price of the goods which you are selling, if they will decrease, you will be at a tremendous loss. And what if the price of the inputs will increase? Then you will be at a tremendous loss. So now what you can do, you can hedge your positions by what? Means you are afraid of falling price. Then what you can do? You can buy futures. You can buy futures. And if you are afraid of rising price, you can, sorry, here it will be selling of future, and here it will be buying future. Clear? When you are afraid of the fall in price, you sell future. When you are afraid of buying price, buy future. Clear? So in this way we can reduce our trading risk. Now there can be one more thing. What if you are buying, you are purchasing from USA, or what if you are selling it to USA and you are going to get the, or you have to give the dollars. Means here you have to give dollars and here you will receive dollars. Clear? Now what you can do, what you, first of all, what you really like about, means now you have to give dollar. Suppose this is the value of the dollar. Now suppose you have to give $1. Okay, you have to give $1. So will you be happy if rupee will appreciate as compared to the dollar? This is known as the rupee appreciation. This is known as rupee appreciation or dollar depreciation, because you can see that the price of the dollar decreased. The price of the dollar decreased. But now earlier you would have to pay 60, but now you have to give only 50 rupees just to take $1, and then this dollar you will transfer to that person from whom you are purchasing that good. Clear? So here what you want, that price, means here you want that dollar will depreciate, here you want dollar will appreciate. So you are afraid of dollar here you want dollar to depreciate and you are afraid of dollar appreciation. Trying to understand, this is the price decreasing for dollars, means $1 is now costing 60 rupee, but the time changed and after say 1 month $1 cost is just 50. Means you can see that the value of the dollar decreased and the value of the rupee increased. So this is depreciation for dollar and this is appreciation for rupee. Clear? So this is what you really like. Okay, you like the depreciation of dollar, but you are afraid of dollar appreciation. You are afraid, what if the price of the dollar will increase? You are afraid of that. Clear? So you will take the future for foreign currency. And now look at the sales part. You are going to receive $1. You are going to receive $1. Suppose now the value of $1 is say rupee 65, but after some point the value of the dollar increased to say 70. So now you will be more happy because the value of the $1 increased, and now you can exchange your $1 which you have received from the party in US to 70 rupees. Means in India you have to see what you are getting in your country. The same thing can happen in your balance sheet as well. Suppose this side is your asset and this side is your liability. Now suppose you have the bonds, you have invested in the bonds of US. Clear? And your liability which you have to pay means you have borrowed, you have suppose borrowed $500 from USA. Okay, these are the two things which are related to USA, and the bonds of dollar is say same as $500. Means you have invested your $500 to USA and you have borrowed $500 from USA. Now how the change in currency will impact your balance sheet? Now to make it simplified so that you can easily relate, I am just taking $1. Otherwise you are stuck in calculation of the dollars. Now you have $1. Rather than keeping in mind that I have a bond, understand that you have $1 in your hand and you are going to redeem it from US. Means from US you are going to get the rupee. Now $1 is now trading at 60 rupee, but after a point of time $1 will now at 70. So you will be more benefited if the value of the dollar will increase because you are going to get the more number of rupee. Now suppose you have borrowed $1, okay, and you have to give $1. You have to give $1 means you have rupee in your hand, so you will go to the exchange first and there you will give rupee, they will give you dollar, and this dollar you will give to USA. Understand again, this is you, okay, you have rupee in your pocket, you will visit an exchange office, there you will give rupee, they will give you dollar, and that dollar you will give to USA person from whom you have borrowed your $1. Now suppose the value of $1 is 60, but now the value increased to 70. Earlier you would have to give only 60 rupees to take $1, but now because the value of the dollar increased, you have to give 70 rupees to take $1. Means if the price of the dollar will increase, if the price of dollar will increase, your asset will be happy but your liability will be sad. If the price of the dollar will increase, your asset will be happy. Why? Because your assets are in dollar, and if the value of the asset will increase, you will be happy. Your liabilities are in dollar, if the value of the dollar will decrease, you will be happy, but if the value of the dollar will increase, you will be sad. Clear? So understand in such a way that this is your assets, otherwise you will be very complicated in terms of currencies. So now suppose this is the current exchange rate. Okay, now I tell you that you are afraid of the decrease in price of the dollar, you are afraid from decrease in price of the dollar. So what you will do? You will sell futures, you will sell future. If I will say you are afraid of increase in price of the dollar, what you will do? You will buy futures. Clear? Now after this interest rate risk we have to cover, means what we have covered? We have covered our foreign risk and pricing risk. Now we have to see about the interest rate risk. Now I am just giving you a glimpse of idea, because in our derivative part we have done a lot about it, that interest rate risk. Suppose current interest rate in the market is trading at 7% and you are feeling that interest rate will increase. You are feeling that interest rate will increase. Now if you want to take the benefit from this, what you will do? You will give the fixed 7% to B and you will ask B to give you whatever the floating rate in the market. Now suppose if interest rate will say 8% or interest rate will become 9%, so you have the clear cut benefit. So this is taking the benefit from the interest rate. But now when I am talking from the perspective of hedging, what is this? Suppose I am just giving you an example that you have to borrow 10,000 rupees after 2 years. Now try to understand, you need to borrow 10,000 rupees after 2 years and now the current rate is 7%, but you feel that after 2 years the rate will be 9.5%. Means you have the risk of rise of interest rate and you want to feel that now I want to block my interest rate to 7%. Means I don't want to pay more than 7% after 2 years. So now you are going to find a counterparty who will believe that no, interest rate will go down. So he'll be on the sell side and you will be on the buy side. Means you want to protect yourself from the rise in price. So you will say to him, you will give me floating. Okay, means B will give you floating, the arrow will be like this, and A will give B a fixed percentage of say 7. Now A is giving 7% to B. Now suppose the interest rate become 8%. So B will give 8% to A, B will give 8% to A. So now there is no risk to A because additional 1% he is getting from this swap. Clear? Now suppose A took the loan from market after 2 years and the rate was at 8%. Means what? He is giving 8%. He is giving 8% to bank. Okay, he is giving 8% to bank. Now he is also giving 7% to that person, but that person is again giving him 8%. So now try to find out what is really happening. See how much he is giving. 8 plus 7 he is giving, that is 15%, but he is also receiving 8%. This is a swap. Okay, he is receiving 8%. So what his actual cost of interest? 7%. So we are trying to hedge our interest rate risk. Now next point is our hedging. It can be of two types, means it can be static or it can be dynamic. Now when I am saying that hedging will be static, means what? Suppose I have the interest rate risk for 1 year. I have the interest rate for 1 year, means I am afraid of rise in interest rate. I am afraid of rise in interest rate and the fear is just for 1 year. So I will enter into a swap which is also for 1 year, means my maturity matching. I will enter into a swap for 1 year, means now I am completely unworried about the potential future losses because I am completely hedged myself for the complete 1 year. Now what is dynamic hedging? You have the risk of interest rate for 1 year, but you haven't taken the swap for 1 year, you have taken the swap just for 3 months, say, because you will feel that if interest rate will rise, it will rise only in the first 3 months, after that it won't. Clear? This was the situation today. But on this day, say this is 0, 3, 6, 9 and 12. Here you feel that interest rate will only change in the first 3 months, so you have done a swap for first 3 months. But when you reach at this point, you feel that okay, interest rate can change only in the 6 months, but it will not change in the last 3 months. So you have done a swap again for 6 months, but again here you feel that no, there is still some chances that interest rate can change. Means first of all, you can see that you are not doing a single contract and you are open to interest rate risk. Clear? It is quite a complex process. I try to explain you just in a simpler manner. There can be many complex processes which are used to hedge this basically dynamic risk. Okay, because one way I'll be most comfortable if my planning, my thought for the future, if would have worked, then I'll be like having a gain for this period. I'll be having a gain for this period, because if I will completely hedge myself for this period, I'm not able to have any amount of gain. I won't be able to enjoy any type of gain. But yes, if I will do the hedging for first 3 months, then yes, I have complete open chance for the remaining 9 months that I can enjoy the huge amount of return, because I am afraid of interest rate rising, and in the first 3 months interest rate drastically falls by say 3%. Now I am sure that interest rate are not going to rise by the end of the year, so I can enjoy this decrease in interest rates. Okay, so I end this lecture here. Okay, and do it properly, because questions can come from this section, because it is talking about few of the important things, such as how you are going to hedge your risk. Thank you.